Hello everybody, welcome to Shogi Ramen TV. いらっしゃいませ. Let's enjoy Shogi with me. Today, I want to talk about how to play against Anaguma. So as you know, Anaguma is the most popular strategy against the Furibisha. So today, I want to share the how to play for the Furibisha players. As you know, Anaguma is very strong castle, so against Anaguma, having the concept is very important to play. If you don't have any concept and you just playing the normal style, you will lose easily against Anaguma. Ibisha Anaguma versus Furibisha has really long story, so there are many concepts have been created. And I want to share the useful one. The first one is the strong castle. Against strong castle, you will play the same level of the strong castle. This is simple way. For example, Anaguma versus Anaguma is from this concept. And the second one is the quick attack before the completing Anaguma. So Anaguma needs many moves for completing the castle, so the quick attack before completing Anaguma is one of the useful way. And the third one is the Anaguma is weak against the bishop exchange. So especially bishop in hand case, Anaguma is weak. So the bishop exchange is the one of the nice way. And the other one is the well-balanced castle against a strong castle. This is one of the interesting way. Before creating this video, I have studied by using the Shogi engine, and I have asked what is the best way for the Shogi engine for each Furibisha. So let's start from the Shikenbisha case. Okay, pushing pawn and pushing pawn, and open the bishop line and close the bishop line, moving silver and moving rook to the Shikenbisha position, and pushing pawn and moving the bishop, and pushing pawn and pushing the h pawn. So the latest professional players like this way, and also Shogi engine recommends this timing of the h pawn, and castling and pushing h pawn again, and castling and moving the king. So in the past, Fujii System was popular, and not moving the king was the famous way. But the Shogi engine doesn't like it. And castling and moving gold, moving silver, and pushing pawn. This pushing pawn is one of the interesting way by the Shogi engine. This is very aggressive way. If you want to play the Mino castle, you don't push this pawn. And creating an Anaguma and jumping knight. So this is one of the very interesting way by the Shogi engine. So the Shogi engine like using the knight like this. It's very aggressive style. And pushing pawn and entering to the Anaguma and castling and creating Anaguma and moving the gold. This is like a Kimmuso. And Anaguma completed, moving silver and moving gold, and open the bishop line and pushing pawn and moving the king to the millennium position. So in the Shikenbisha case, Shogi engine recommends the millennium castle. Moving bishop and moving the gold and moving the rook. This rook usage is very famous way for the Ibisha Anaguma players. and exchanging the pawn. And completing the Millennium Castle. So the Millennium Castle is the same level of the strength of the castle as the Anaguma. The Anaguma is a bit better than the Millennium Castle, but the Millennium Castle has a benefit. Let's see. And moving rook, and moving bishop, and moving rook again. And Ibisha Anaguma start to attack because the completed the castle. And exchanging pawn. And against this bishop attack, not dropping the pawn here, and moving the rook is a nice way. If the Ibisha Anaguma drop this pawn, you can move back the bishop, and you can take this pawn later. So you don't need to afraid the dropping the pawn. And move back the bishop, and move back the bishop here, and dropping the pawn, and moving the rook for the Ishida style, and pushing pawn, and move back the silver, and pushing pawn, and from here attack to the edge. This is the one of the benefit of the Millennium Castle. So only the Millennium Castle can attack to the edge, because the Anaguma cannot use the knight for the attack. So take, and dropping the pawn, take, and jumping knight. So this is one of the benefit of the Millennium Castle. And take, and jumping knight. So this is one example by the Shogi engine, but I feel this is very nice way against Anaguma. So keep the strong castle, and you can play the offensive way. Okay, then let's see the Sankenbisha case. Okay, pushing pawn, and close the bishop line, moving silver, and moving the rook to the Sankenbisha. Pushing pawn, and moving the bishop, castling, and pushing h pawn. So Shogi engine like this timing of the h pawn. And pushing pawn, castling, and moving the silver here. So in the Sankenbisha case, Shogi engine like to play the Mino castle, and creating a Anaguma, and moving the silver, and creating a Anaguma. Castling, and moving the silver. This is one of the popular way to attack to this pawn, and protect by the pawn, and pushing pawn. This is the Ishida style. And move back the bishop, and moving the silver. So this is the popular way against the Ishida style. So if the rook move here, Gote can move the bishop here to attack this position. So against this silver, exchanging the pawn is the useful way. And take pawn, and dropping the pawn, and move back to the bottom. This is the important way. If the move this position, Gote can also attack by bishop, and this rook position is not good because the silver can attack this rook easily. So the move back this position is a nice way. And moving the gold to create the stronger castle, and pushing pawn, and pushing pawn. Move back, take, and moving rook here. This is interesting way. if the silver escape to this position, you can drop the pawn here, take, and take this pawn. This is Fujibisha. So against this rook, pushing pawn and jumping knight. This is nice way. If the silver escape to this position, you can exchange the rook here. So against the knight, silver will back to this position and take pawn and open the bishop line, take pawn, and Gote try to break from here. But there is a nice counter way, jumping knight. This is sometimes happen and very useful tesuji. So Gote looks easily take knight, but the rook can be taken by the bishop. So the rook has to escape, but the knight can promote here. And if take, rook can take the gold. This is very nice example, but the key concept is the attack to the Anaguma before completing. So if the Anaguma has been completed, you cannot attack like this kind of the knight attack. So before completing the Anaguma, quick attack is very useful and popular way. Okay, then let's see the Nakabisha case. Pushing pawn and pushing central pawn and moving the rook and pushing pawn, moving the king and moving the bishop and pushing h pawn. So this is the favorite of the shogi engine. And pushing pawn soon, castling. And against Nakabisha, Chosoku is most popular, but the Anaguma is also popular way for the Ibisha players. And castling. And creating the normal Mino castle. And creating Anaguma, moving silver, and moving silver. And pushing pawn, and move back the silver. This way is a very strange move, but this is very popular to create the stronger castle. And also this gold move is very nice to create the stronger castle. So moving the gold to the left side is not so good. So if the bishop exchanged case, moving the gold this position is nice way, but in general, moving the gold to the right side is the best way. Like this. And moving the silver for the best position of the silver. And pushing pawn to prevent the silver move to this position. And creating the Takamino. And Ibisha, Anaguma completed too much strong castle. And jumping knight. And moving the bishop. And pushing pawn. And moving the bishop to this position. This bishop usage is also very famous and many players will do like this. And against this bishop, moving the rook here is nice way to counter this line and jumping knight to prepare this position of the defense. And against this knight, moving the bishop here for the exchange is very nice way. And exchange the bishop. So the Anaguma is very weak against the bishop in hand because there are many places to drop the bishop. let's see the example. And moving the rook and pushing pawn and take and dropping the bishop. This is one example, but it's already difficult to protect these positions. So the bishop can promote. So gote ignore this promote and promoted bishop. And it's already difficult to defend the knight. And take knight, escape, and attack to the rook, escape. So this is one example against the Anaguma. So you don't need to touch Anaguma. So you can just focus on the left side. If you win in the left side and you get the knight and runs, so then you can create the promoted pawn or promoted knight to remove the generals from Anaguma. So you don't need to hurry up in this kind of the game. So against Anaguma, so the winning in the left side is one of the interesting concept, and bishop exchange is very useful against Anaguma. So for example, if the gote move this kind of the move, you can push this pawn and dropping the bishop here. And this is one example, but this kind of the case would easily happen in the Anaguma case. So exchanging the bishop and having the bishop in hand is very useful way against Anaguma. Okay, then let's see the most famous one. It's called Fujii System. If the Ibisha just castling the Anaguma, you can play the Fujii System like this. And against this moving lance, in this timing is the most weak of the Anaguma castle. So against this lance, for example, you can jump knight and push this pawn. And gote cannot take this pawn, and it's already difficult to defend. Like this, you can push. Of course, gote can take the rook, but this castle, sitting king castle, is very strong against the rook. There is no position for the dropping rook, and this silver cannot move, so you can get silver, and also you can get advantage. So this is the very nice scenario of the Fujii system. But in the latest shogi, against the Fujii system, there's many strategies for the Ibisha. So the popular one is the pushing pawn for the quick attack. So the gote has already Funagakoi castle, so the gote can start attack. So against this pawn, sente have to escape the king, because the gote can easily attack like this. So this position is very in danger. So if the gote push this pawn, sente cannot play the Fujii system, and against this king, gote can start to create Anaguma. And this king position is worse than this position when you play the Fujii system like this. So this is one example against the Fujii system, and this is popular way. And I think from this reason, nowadays the professional players doesn't play Fujii system against Anaguma. Okay, and the other example, this is the bishop exchange Furibisha. So the exchanging the bishop from Furibisha. This is one of the popular way against the, to avoid the Anaguma. So the after exchanging the bishop, Ibisha has already difficulty of the creating Anaguma because the silver is already here. And moving the king, and moving the king, and moving the silver, and creating the minnow castle. Pushing pawn, and moving the rook. And in the bishop exchanged Furibisha, so there is a fixed joseki, like this kind of the position. Silver would be this position. So the moving the gold here and moving the rook to the subway rook, Chikatetsubisha. This is the fixed best way for the bishop exchange Furibisha. So this is best way, but this means it is difficult to play another way. So for example, if the gold is here, Gote can drop the bishop here, and it's difficult to protect the promoted bishop like this. So the gold, left gold, have to be here or here. So there is not so many branches from this style. So this style is, I think this is the bad point of this style, but you can succeed to avoid the Anaguma. So this is one of the interesting way if you want to avoid Anaguma. Okay, then let's see another concept, strong castle versus well-balanced castle, like this. Let's see. Exchanging the pawn and dropping pawn and moving the rook here. This is one of the interesting way. And if the pushing h pawn, you can take pawn and exchange the rook. So the castle point of view, Anaguma is much better than the minnow castle. But let's see this position. There is no position to drop the rook from the gote. So only the position is here, but you can capture the rook like this. Or you can drop the pawn, and the rook cannot take this lance. But you can drop the rook, and you can take the knight and also lance. So this is one of the nice way against the Anaguma. And from here, Gote has nothing to attack, but the Sente can create the promoted pawn like this. This kind of the attack is very slow, but against the Anaguma, this is very useful, like this. And you can take the gold. Why this is very nice way? Because the Gote can have only the pawn. So if you attack the Anaguma by using the gold like this, Anaguma can be created easily like this. So giving the pawn is nice way to break the Anaguma. Okay, let's see another example. So when your opponent starts the Anaguma, you can move the rook to the Mukaibisha. This is one of the interesting way. If the Gote just castling, you can move the gold and attack from here. Take. If you take this rook, you have already got the advantage because only you can drop the rook to the opponent's area, and gold is not connected. So this is already your winning situation. So against Anaguma, moving the rook to the Mukaibisha position is one of the interesting way. But against this move, Gote can change to the Mino castle. So against the Mino castle, this way is not so good. So against the Mino castle, moving gold to the right side would be the nice way. And you have succeeded to avoid the Anaguma. So you can play from here as normal Furibisha. Thank you for watching this video. I have shared many concepts against Anaguma. So having the concept is very important against Anaguma because Anaguma is very strong castle and very useful against the Furibisha. Okay, thank you. See you next ramen. Bye bye.